Hi, this is Sherry Girolf for this week's video. This article is on strategies to scaffold student learning. This was developed by a nursing program. It is about optimizing the learner's growth and development and socialization to move the learner to increased independence. This is based on Vygotsky's theory. Social interactions lead to cognitive development and the zone of proximal development. The distance between developmental level and the independent problem-solving level is the zone of proximal development, and the student actively participates in the learning process with speech, memory, and writing. There are several stages. The first is other-assisted. The second stage is self-assisted, where learning is self-directed. Stage 3 is where learning has been internalized and assistance is no longer needed. And then there are times when there may be a stressful situation or a trauma, and the learner will have to return through the stages and repeat the process. Scaffolding strategies include modeling, feedback, instructing, questioning, and cognitive structuring. And that is the process of reviewing the changes that have occurred and in your thinking in order to instill a sense of those changes and your role in bringing about those changes. Modeling can use verbal or nonverbal behaviors that the student can imitate, and this can be done through a classroom or simulation activity. And what makes a good teacher is one that is a good role model and develops a climate of mutual respect. And one of the ways that they do that is recommending on-the-spot use of resources to teach students how to look up information more appropriately. Feedback is a way to transition from other-assisted to self-assisted. They always need to compare this to the standard. And one important tool is to teach students how to self-grade, so they need to use a rubric to compare to. They teach things like think aloud strategies, where you can hear what the student is essentially thinking, so you can gauge where they're at. This can be done with peer collaboration, and the timing of feedback must be done before, during, and following the action to ensure safe practice. Instructing can be done through voice, through in-lectures. It can also be done with videotapes or computer-assisted programming, and they recommend using guided questions for this. Writing is important. They recommend using outlines and charts. One of the techniques used is making connections, which promotes critical thinking, and they also recommend using personal note cards or the ever-popular pocket summaries. Questioning helps you assess and assist. You want to use different techniques such as at times close-ended, oftentimes open-ended. You can use convergent, which is one answer, or divergent, which is many answers. The other technique for this is model collaboration, and that can be done pre-conference or post-conference. Another technique they talk about is releasing the exam so you can have a formative remediation. However, they said this is difficult unless you have a large question bank. Cognitive structuring is how students organize information and memory for future action. They use concept mapping for this and tutoring. Concept maps help with organization, and you can help determine what's significant and not significant. Tutoring is an assisted performance strategy to help assess and assist learning, and this can be done with either direct, or you can also use stimulant interaction. Oh my goodness, I can't even read my own typing. And that's it for now.